Copyright.
I know.
So good morning, everybody. We are also on TikTok Live, and we got a bunch of people. Smash the heart button because I want to make sure I beat 2,500 hearts. So that'd be cool, whatever that means. Hey, Boop. We had somebody called Boop just joined on. I love seeing all the funny names because, our stuff, my name is boring, Eddie Buffalo, but everybody seems to like it.
Yeah, was that Betty Boop?
I don't know, maybe. So what number Buffalo fight do you think this is, Don?
18.
Close. 19. Number 19 live. Yeah, almost ready, Don. We're about to go live.
Let's go, baby.
And so, like I said, all of our TikTok friends, we're just about to stream on YouTube. And then we'll be uploading to the audio ones in about a half hour. But here we go.
Okay.
Welcome, fight. We don't want to be taken down for copyright, so we're going to leave that like that, Don. And like I said, welcome, fight fans, to Buffalo Fights number 19. All the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Donnie Brook, Donnie Lowe, and whatever other name I call him are purely for entertainment purposes. You do your talking, Don, so I can share to all our socials.
All right, sounds great. Sounds great. First off, thanks for joining us today, and apologies for being just a little bit late. But
yeah, you're gonna get a tardy slip today, Don. You're gonna have to go to detention.
Technical issues, but in any event, for TikTok, just I guess like, share, and if you can do that, and just give us some reactions, send us some comments. Eddie loves that, especially while we're doing this live. YouTubers, like, subscribe, share. That would be awesome. And wherever you listen to the podcast, again, we're on 43 different podcast depositories. So just hit that fan mail button, send us your questions, comments, topics you'd like discussed, and we'll do the research and hopefully do it on the show. And again, we appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to us, interact with us. We're very grateful for you. So thank you very, very much. How's that, Sir Eddie?
That's good, Don. I'm still going because I think your gremlins are attacking me because it's a little bit slow for me too today.
Yeah. So, well, you know what? It might be an overall internet thing.
I'm thinking with everything going on. I mean, we don't have anybody. We don't have nothing to compete with. Like, nothing's going on in the world.
Yeah,
this morning.
Nothing at all. Like, like it's kind of official now. We have a new president for the next 4 years. It just happened.
Well, it was crazy when I went to the gym this morning, and this is the first time I ever heard this. So our buddy Hart, that was on a couple of episodes ago, he was there super early. I'm like, dude, why are you here so early? He goes, oh, I had to because we're going over to my sister-in-law's because we're having an inauguration party. I'm like, what? I could see that happening back in South Buffalo, and like, everybody's starting to drink early, I thought that was pretty funny, But,
is that what they do?
Mm-hmm.
That is funny.
I guess,
Yeah, it's yeah, I was going to say with the inauguration, they're saying because it's so cold, so they totally revamped everything and doing it inside the Capitol Rotunda.
They moved everything inside.
Because normally it's done outside. Normally they have a parade. Yeah.
I have like the CNN feed that I'm watching. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were breaking up just a touch.
Cool. How was traveling? Did you get to see anything yesterday?
You broke up again. What was that question?
Either I'm slow or you're slow, Don.
or we're both slow. So, I don't know.
Did you get to see any of the game yesterday?
Yeah. So here's the thing. We had to take a jaunt down south to
I
Florida
think we're both
for
slow,
about
to be
4
honest.
days. It,
I really do.
yeah, I think it's just I think there's a ton of people on the internet right now. But in any event, um, so our flight was scheduled for about 9 o'clock p.m. and we get to the airport and there's a small, restaurant with the game on, and it was filled with people from cheering for Buffalo. People from Buffalo. I was talking with a couple from Toronto. They're rooting for the Bills, So it was really, really cool. So we watched most of the game. And when we got on the plane, because the flight was delayed a little bit, there was 2 minutes left. Or 3 minutes left, so everybody's on their phones and they're, everybody's cheering, and especially when the Bills got the ball back, and so that when the flight attendants do their announcements, they teach us how to fasten a seatbelt buckle, right? So everybody started cheering, and I told the flight attendant, who was literally next to me, I said, "What a great job you're doing! Everybody's cheering for you." But it was official. The Bills had won, so it was really cool. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how many Buffalo Bills fans are ever. Like I was saying in a couple shows ago, that there's actually 3 Buffalo Bills bar. There's actually 3 Buffalo Bills bar in the Dallas Metroplex, which I think that's really funny. Because it's just you don't hear that in other, things. It's just nuts to me.
That's so true. That's so true. The following is just incredible.
We're back, baby. TikTok's back. Everybody was freaking out. I thought of a couple of things that I thought was kind of interesting. And what I was thinking was a couple things, really, because we really didn't think it was going to go away. And I actually downloaded a couple different ones, including Lemon8, because that's owned by TikTok. And I'm like, well, they'll just switch over. That was gone too.
Oh.
And so I just took it off my phone. And what's crazy about it is you can't put it back on now if you got rid of it. And my daughter kind of told me that was going to be the case with TikTok. I didn't know that was going to happen on a lot of the other ones, but it still is. So thank you all my TikTok friends that are TikTok. I hope you're enjoying the show. We're just going to keep on talking. And if you want to see what like I said, you can watch us on YouTube at Buffalo Fights or any of the other 43 podcast repositories we're on.
Yes.
Yeah, but and there was a couple things that people were talking about that I never even thought of, Don. Number one is that what's stopping X, changing a few things and becoming the new TikTok with, Elon Musk and our buddy Trump being the same, being buddies now. And I never even thought of that, Don.
That's true.
Did we lose you, Don?
No, I'm here.
That's just crazy to
me. Sure. He certainly has the technical.
So what I want to do is we're going to talk a little bit of things. So let's get back to our fighting stuff that we always like to talk about.
Yes.
And I am not that I'm obsessed, but it's really interesting to me the things that I'm finding out about John L. Sullivan. And I'm still not done with the book, Don. I still got 6 hours left on it. So the book I'm talking about, folks, is the autobiography about John L. Sullivan. It's called Strong Boy. And I know I texted, I was trying to find the quote that I sent to you and a bunch of people that I found, but I did find an interesting quote from him this morning that's on the screen. And one of his famous quotes is "form follows function," which I thought was very,
Ah,
interesting. Especially a lot of people, you go to the whole 10,000 hour thing that you don't own anything that you do until you are at least have 10,000 hours in it. But the quote that really cracked me
right.
up was, I've been intoxicated, but I've never been drunk. What I
I
thought
know.
was fantastic. I thought it was
I know.
just really
When you
funny.
sent that to me, I got a kick out
So
of that.
what when I saw that, it really cracked me up because the more and more that I'm digging into this guy, like he decided to buy a tavern restaurant in the Boston area when he, in his heyday, and he paid for the
Yeah.
best booze, the best glasses, the best friggin' plates, and he made his money back in the first 10 days he was open, and he still pissed it all away. He's like, hey, there's my buddy Don, there's my buddy Rose, there's my buddy Melly. Like, hey, they don't pay nothing. It's all on me. And he gave so
Yeah.
much away that he had to close. So he would have fit in perfectly in South Buffalo.
That's true.
So, but what I want to talk about today, and I think that it made me think about something that I read a long time ago. During the Buffalo Bills heyday, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, and Bruce Smith, they attributed a lot of their a lot of their success
Mhm.
because they were black belts in karate and whatever martial arts. And they would actually use those moves to evade getting tackled and to actually tackling people. And I couldn't find that, but I did find, as you see right there, the NFL players, some of them that have played. Greg Hardy, Carolina Panthers; Marcus Jones, Tampa Buccaneers; Matt Matroni, Tom Zablowski. And I'm trying to find this one here that I thought was really interesting, Don. Let's look at this one here. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to close as many tabs as I can as I'm going along, Don, because our
Yeah.
internet is really crummy today. So
Yeah.
if you look here, the 7 former NFL players that are in MMA: Greg Hardy again, Bob Sapp, Wes Shavers, Herschel Walker. I was surprised to see that because I
Wow.
didn't remember him doing anything in MMA. Do you?
I no, I didn't hear about that at all. And it's interesting because
Mm-hmm.
I never heard about the MMA or, like what
That
you just talked
connection?
about. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
I
the
thought that
NFL
was pretty.
players. Yeah.
And then I found a couple things about now. That is not the same Jim Kelly we're thinking about, just so you know. So Buffalo Bills players and fans have been involved in martial arts in a variety of ways, including learning martial arts, becoming mixed martial artists, and teaching martial arts. Brandon Bryan, Jim Kelly, like I said, it's not the same Jim Kelly you're thinking about or I'm thinking about.
Which Jim Kelly is it?
But I don't know.
You
I've
know?
never heard of this guy before, So let me see if I can click on him, if he's clickable, to find out anything about him. He's got great hair though,
The only
man.
other
I
Jim
like.
I would say the only other Jim Kelly that I'm
There he
familiar
is.
with was the hockey sports writer for the Buffalo News. He used to cover the
Mm-hmm.
Sabres and the NHL. That Jim Kelly.
That's super interesting. Yeah. So all we're getting here is like pictures of Jim Kelly. So not the same dude. Absolutely not. You can see the difference. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop sharing. I want to see if I can share something different, Don. Because I found a bunch of stuff this morning that I thought was really cool. So give me a second here. No. Shoot, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not, Don.
Oh.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do what I wanted to. But the other one that I found was, hang on, sorry guys, is Sean McDermott also
Yeah, when you
is
sent that, I was
actually into
very
martial
interesting.
arts. You know,
And
yeah.
and he still does some of the exercise routines every day, it sounds like,
Mhm.
at his
So bear
house.
with me, folks. I'm going to see if I can pull that up for everybody. And because I sent you a bunch of stuff this morning because you were wondering what the topic was going to be. And did you find any of that interesting, Don?
Oh, extremely interesting.
I thought that was
Um,
pretty cool. So just bear
yeah.
with me. Yeah, we're having all kinds of technical difficulties today, folks. Sorry about that. And people are still watching on TikTok, and I appreciate that. Let's see.
That's great. Thank you.
There's Donnie Low. So just bear with me, Don. There's the one I wanted to pull up. We're having technical difficulties, Don. Sorry about that, folks.
So while you're pulling it, getting that information up, we talked a little bit about the inauguration being indoors because it's so cold in DC.
Yeah,
How is it where you are, temperature wise?
it's
Is it
cold.
very cold?
It is. It is very cold, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 12 degrees here up in Buffalo. So
Can you see what I pulled up, Don, or did it not show up yet?
it showed up, but I'm on my phone, so it's very, very tiny for me. It's
Oh,
hard for me to read it.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what we're looking at that is, gentlemen, NFL to UFC, former Bill lives passion. I don't remember this, dude. Do you?
No, I
Brandon
don't.
Shaw? I really don't. I just thought it
The
was
name,
really freaking interesting.
yeah, it is. It is. It's interesting too because we've had, so here's a former Bill who goes on to, UFC fighter, MMA, and we had another former Bill who ended up going to Hollywood and being an actor and was Superman on the TV series. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, yeah. I totally forgot all about that.
Dean Cain, right?
I totally forgot that, Don. You really went back in the Wayback Machine for that one. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
He wasn't there long,
No, I know.
So
But still.
the Buffalo Bills cut Superman. That says a lot right there.
I know.
I thought that was pretty freaking funny. So I think I can pull this up now, Don, so we can show it to everybody. I don't know if you'll be able to read that, Don.
Let's see. No, I can't. It's way too small on my phone. I might be able to
Buffalo
switch
Bills
to my
head coach
computer.
Sean McDermott and former Bills player Brandon Schaub are both associated with martial arts. Martial arts training can help football players improve their skills. Sean McDermott has a wrestling mat in his home and has kept in shape with mixed martial arts training. Competed in 1993 USA High School Wrestling Tournament. Has hosted Olympic gold medalist wrestler Jordan Burroughs to speak to the Bills. That's very interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting to see that he was a wrestler in high school.
I wouldn't mess with the dude. He looks really tough still.
Oh, I know he does. He looks like he's in great shape.
So, like I said, I'm going to keep on digging to see if I can find out, about Bruce Smith and the rest of the boys that were doing martial arts. I remember that story, and it kind of made sense, especially if you were fighting to, tackling guys and using moves to evade people. I mean, that was just incredible story to me.
Yeah, I mean,
it almost seems unfair that they were able to do that.
It's the unfair advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, so in talking about Bruce Smith, he was a first round draft pick of the Bills, and he was a big guy, and he said he wanted to be the best, and he was kind of at the time with Lawrence Taylor, they were kind of going head to head, So that was probably part of the routine, because when he came in his second season, I mean, he did so much, worked out so much to reduce his body fat that he was like a lean, mean,
Oh,
sacking
I was gonna
machine.
say he was, a chunky monkey when he came to work with the Buffalo Bills. Do you remember his nickname in the first year that he played?
No, I don't.
Snowplow.
Oh, really?
You remember
That's
that?
right.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
forgotten
It's
about that.
this guy
I mean,
ended
he was
up,
big.
getting into an NFL, you know, training regiment. He became a monster.
Oh, I know.
And I remember another story about him that he would go through a new Stairmaster at least 6 times a week. I mean, every 6 weeks he would just destroy it,
Oh, really?
which I thought was flippin' ridiculous.
I
You
know.
know,
Yeah, that's crazy.
what I thought was really cool, Don, is that what do you think Bruce does now for a living?
I, I heard something, but I can't remember what it is. So
He
enlighten
designs
all of us.
hotels.
Oh,
He
really?
designs hotels.
Oh
So
my
can you
gosh.
imagine you hire Bruce Smith to design your brand new hotel, right? And you say, well, Bruce, I want something done. He's like, well, we're going to do it my way. Okay. Talk about negotiating
He's
tactics.
like, you like the way I designed this, right? Oh, yes,
Mhm.
sir. It's beautiful.
You don't have a problem with that, do you? Oh my God.
He, as big as he is, he's so soft spoken though. You know,
Yeah.
he's not very boisterous or anything like that.
And
He's
he's,
very soft spoken. You can tell that he thinks before he speaks.
oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good point. A
Yeah,
lot of people
yeah.
like
So
your buddy Hart. You know, he he is very, nice guy when you're around him. It's really like home. Like he's very soothing the way he talks and he acts. But he said some scary stuff to me that I was like, what? Not like your buddy Ike, Eddie. So he either said, I'm going to kick your ass or Merry Christmas. Who knows? Who knows?
when you can understand him, as you say. But I like Ike. Ike's got a lot of wisdom inside
Oh,
of
yeah.
him, so he must have a lot of life experiences.
Oh, he's got more stories than I do. That says a lot.
Exactly.
So, I got enough. I'm like the Polish Dr. Seuss. So I looked last night and the opening odds for this. Look at that. They're hugging. We ain't gonna hug that guy anymore. Absolutely not. So yeah, it still is Buffalo 1.5.
Mm.
So the over is 47.5. I saw 55 at one of the things. I'm like, holy crap.
Oh wow, yeah, really. I
and
know last
kudos.
week.
Go ahead.
I was say last week, we made our predictions for who would win, what the score
I
would
thought
be.
I was going to get close. What did I say? 37-17. And what did you say?
I said 31-28.
Which was pretty close, Don. You were
Those,
actually closer than I was.
they won by 2 instead of 3, and just a
Mhm.
little bit less. But man,
And nothing for nothing. When he screwed up and didn't catch that 2-point conversion, that kid's got great hands. But number one, the ball is hard as a rock when it's in that conditions. The field looks
so
like
cold,
so icy and crappy. And that poor dude, he didn't talk to anybody after the game.
Yeah. Plus, he had that fumble too.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Lamar he hasn't been doing great in the postseason. It's kind of like our problem with, hitting, beating Kansas City. That's been our Achilles heel. Hopefully
Yeah.
this year is the year we can get past these guys.
Yeah. It's interesting. You see who's rooting for the Bills and who's rooting for KC, and then they show a map of the United States, and it's all
Mhm.
blue with the Bills logo, and then there's one little dot with for KC just in Kansas City. It's funny, but yeah, it should be a very exciting game. To
It should
say the
be.
least. Say the least, that I don't know. KC still scares me though, because in the playoffs they perform. But it's interesting though. The Bills beat KC during the regular season. They
Mhm.
beat Detroit during the regular season. Although they did lose to the Ravens, but they beat them when it counted. But I was shocked when Detroit is out. I really,
The
everybody was,
advisories, the winter
not everybody,
storm
a lot of
warnings in
people.
effect as well. So in that darker shade of blue,
I don't know
we're
what's
expecting
playing.
at
Oh,
least 6
shush,
inches
lady.
of snow. Where you've got the
Be
advisories.
quiet. Unfortunately, this is all the weather forecast for the games that already happened. I was trying to pull that up, Don. But I love it that both of the games yesterday were played in snow. And you know what's crazy? As they were on that last drive, Baltimore, snow started coming down harder,
Oh, it was, yeah.
So Becca was over to watch the game. God love her. She's not a huge football fan, but she knows I hate watching by myself. So she stayed and watched the whole thing with me. And
oh, nice.
one thing that I showed her, and I think you and I have talked about this before. Do you remember when Prince did the halftime show at the Super Bowl?
Oh, I do. It was incredible.
I think that was my favorite of all time because he did a medley, and he also did his songs. He did some songs from different genres, and it was just amazing. And it was pouring.
That's right. That's right.
And what was crazy is, number one, when I'm just gonna play the video. I'm not gonna play the audio. But how did these girls not fall when they're dancing around? Because they're on heels like this, and they're dancing around. And two questions: how did they not fall?
The National Football League presents.
That's what I was thinking about. How did he not get electrocuted? Yeah.
And I mean, look there's even water on the camera.
Yeah.
But what was amazing, he finished the show with Purple Rain. So I'm going to try to go forward a little bit to the end. And oh my God, it started raining harder during Purple Rain. You can't make that stuff up.
That's right. Yeah.
And you could see he had his do-rag on. He took that off because so what? But if you look in the lights, you could just see it pouring there.
Yeah, I remember that now.
What a talent!
Yes.
Though. Another
he
trivia
was such
question
an underrated guitarist.
I got another trivia question for you, Don.
Okay.
Who was Prince's favorite artist, and why?
Oh, I heard this before.
People keep on coming into the TikTok room. Thanks, everybody. We're actually taping our show, Buffalo Fights Live, number 19. We're on YouTube Live. And after the show, we'll be on the other 43 podcast depositories. So thanks for joining. I'm at 2.6 hearts. I'd like to get to 5,000 before the show's over. So smash those heart buttons. Oh, TikTok
right.
down below. Let me tell you what. So who do you think it was, Don?
I'm thinking Little Richard.
No. Buffalo Connection, Don.
Rick James?
Nope. Keep going.
Grover Washington Jr.?
You gotta want your lifeline. You want to ask Eddie Buffalo?
All right. Let me call up my lifeline. Hello, Eddie Buffalo.
Because I'm using my phone. Hello. This is him.
Hey, I need some help here. Who was Prince's favorite artist with the Buffalo Connection?
You need to watch so you know when we start our show. That's what you need.
No, I know when we start.
Look at the
but-
drops now, Don, on the camera.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So his favorite artist was Ani DeFranco. My story to tell it's his, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I will read it
No.
to everybody. Nah, I'm looking at the wrong one.
The wrong heart.
I got too much stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the text he read to me. Oh, I think I can share this because it's not really anything funny. And I'm not going to share it because his phone number's on there, Don. So
Oh, yeah.
what this says, hang on, let's see here. I don't know what's going on there. But the text he sent to me is my Sifu, I don't know what that stands for, told me about some Wing Chun. And we did talk about Wing Chun when he was on the show. Was taught to a defensive lineman, maybe offensive too. I'll find out more about it. Good stuff, on your show. So I'd like to have him back on after he does his research and us do our research. I talk good. My grammar is great. So and my
You're doing
TikTok
good,
friends,
Eddie.
let me
You're
know
doing
if you
good.
like seeing the back end of this, seeing us tape our show, if you find that interesting. So I think that's about it, Don. I think we had a good show, even though you were late, you were tardy. I'm going to give you a tardy slip. That's strike
I
number
know.
1, Don. You got to be
And it
early
was-
for the rest of the shows this week.
I usually am early, and you know that.
I know you
and I
are.
definitely had technical difficulties with my computer.
Like, did you have a mandatory update too? Because I had to push mine ahead because I noticed it just as I was getting in the room to get ready for you.
No, I actually mine I did last week. Unless there was another one I wasn't aware of, but I had to
I don't know.
reboot and it was just too slow.
We were teasing everybody tonight. I was saying to Ike, I'm like, no more money for Eddie. No more TikTok money. And everybody was so freaking happy yesterday when it came on because there's so many people that TikTok, it's their job,
Yeah, I know.
because
I
the
know.
creator, and like I said, I just became a creator.
Yeah.
Because I really don't have that many people yet. I mean, what did I say? I had like 5,700 Don.
Yeah, right.
And so people know that I got rid of Eddie Bednar's on TikTok.
It's just Eddie Buffalo.
It is, which I think is kind of weird, but I also want to, I'm going with what makes money for us, to be honest with you.
Sounds good. Just don't sell your soul. That's the only
exactly. Well, my soul was sold a long time ago.
thing. Well, on that note,
I
think
wasn't
we should-
using it anyhow. You know?
No, you've got so much soul that you could spare to sell some of it.
And I'm
right?
not even an old blues guy. So I'm going to go to our profile page and see how many we have done. So can you see that? Look at, there's 2 Eddie Buffaloes. That's one too many Eddie Buffaloes for anybody. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's too early in the day.
I was close. I figured we were at 5,750, but we're at 5,744.
Beautiful.
Oh my God, look at that one, Don. Did you like my one text about Bruce the dog?
No, I didn't see that one.
Do you see what that says?
Yeah.
I put it in the bathroom over the toilet. It says, looks like a flush. Because he reminded me of the dogs playing poker, which I thought was pretty funny. And Becca, when she was over yesterday, she made another one, an interesting thing, which it was really hard to read because she did it in blue pen. And then just before the show, I went in to wash my hands. Well, I'm trying to clean this up, not go to the bathroom. But like the Brady Bunch, I don't go to the bathroom, not on the TV show, that's for sure. And it fell down, so I had to fix it. So I think I'm going to share that also and see if I can get a closer look, because It was she changed lyrics to a song like I do all the time.
I know.
And I thought that was pretty cool. And if you get a chance, check out Robbie Take's take on Mr. Brightside. Him and a bunch of Buffalo musicians redid it. And that wasn't the video I was looking for. I was looking for that video I just spoke about, and I'm having the hardest time finding it. And I found it yesterday. I just couldn't find the same link today.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that was
Tammy
cool.
Brown's in the room.
All
Miss
right.
Hardy girl. You know, hey girl, how are you? Smash that heart button. I want to make sure I get a lot of them hearts. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means, but I'm
A
getting
lot of
them.
love coming your way.
Yeah, I know.
We better end
So,
our show before we go
I'm glad
way
to have
too
you.
over.
I'm glad to have you back in Buffalo, Don.
Yes, me
And
too.
you said you already got provisions for the storm tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we had to do that because we were gone, so had to
Because
stock
we
up a little
still
bit.
have now. We don't have anything going on that we have to tape a show this week. We're going to be live all week,
Yeah.
depending on what happens. So today,
Yeah,
obviously,
exactly.
you joined us on Buffalo Fights. Tomorrow, we do EBI News for You, which is a
Right.
news show with a lot of pop culture references. Also,
Yes.
Wednesday, we do our normal Insurance Press Questions podcast. Are we doing Bitcoin or are we doing viewers' questions on Wednesday? You're going to have to tune in and find out.
That's right. That's right. Plus, we have some answers we have to provide from questions from last week. We had to dig
We had
into.
some very interesting things, that's for sure.
Yes.
So, and what we're also going to do is Thursday, we're going to wrap up the week with Donnie Lowe's Potluck, which Donnie usually has a pretty good topic to talk
And there's a lot going on that I want to talk about on Thursday. So,
And FYI, Bitcoin is up a lot today. If anybody, any of our people have Bitcoin, we're going to dig into that a little bit more this week too.
Absolutely. That's one of the topics.
And
For
I'm
sure.
sure EBI News for You is going to have a lot on the inauguration. It's interesting that it was that cold that they moved everything inside.
Yeah.
It's got to be because a lot of these guys are a lot older. I wouldn't want to be outside when it's that cold.
Yeah, well, and they're saying for the people that go to the inauguration too, but I think also security wise.
It was super cool to see as they were all coming in, all the former presidents in one spot. I thought that was really interesting.
Yes.
I'm not ignoring people. I'm actually looking at it on my television screen right there.
Yeah, I've got it playing too.
So thanks for joining us, folks. Let me know if you enjoyed watching us on TikTok behind the scenes of taping the show, because I think that's pretty interesting. If you guys liked it, we're going to keep on doing it. I don't see why not. I mean, it isn't like, it's taking away from anything from our show.
No, I know.
But I think I've been using that AI stand, and I think it finally took a poop because I don't see it on today. Like when I did the TikTok before the show, it was like trying to find me, and I don't move that fast. So once again, thank you for joining us. I'm going to continue on the live feed. So no swearing when we're back on this thing, Don. Like
I'll try not to. I'll try not to.
Remember, everybody, life's worth living.
Yes.
I'm jumping the gun, Don. If you like people that are just like you and have the same values like you, we're the people to see. You can reach us at www.ebiagency.com, or you can reach me directly at www. That's not that. My email is eddiebettnarsinsurance@gmail.com. And what is our hotline, Don?
Our hotline is 903-662-1564. I'll repeat that, 903-662-1564.
I can't wait till Wednesday because we're going to talk about the insurance companies that we just added a couple days ago that are active, that we'll be able to let our listeners and our clients have access to. So we'll save that for Wednesday.
Very excited about that. Very excited about that.
So once again, life's worth living, folks. Be good to yourself. And what else, Don?
Keep on fighting, baby.
Get the TikTok people, get the YouTube people. And let's go, Buffalo Bills.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if the line goes up and down this week. So
I know. I know.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Do your normal stuff, Don, that you like saying.
I like to just say ciao, everybody.
Ciao, baby. So take care,
Ciao,
folks. Stay
baby.
warm too. All right.
Yes.